Hello again. Today we're talking about the valve blocks, specifically the reservoir valve block. The Range Rover Sport suspension system consists of a variety of components. Common failure points consist of the valve blocks, the compressor, or the air springs, or leaks where the air lines connect to these components. The reservoir valve block is located within the compressor acoustic box, between the wheels on the left side. It consists of 4 voss-type air fittings, a solenoid valve, and a pressure sensor. The 4 voss connections connect to the air compressor, the reservoir, and the front and rear valve blocks. The solenoid, when opened, allows for passage of air to and from the reservoir. The pressure sensor is located within a common gallery with the compressor and the front and rear valve blocks. Therefore, these are all subject to the same air pressures. Now, problems with the reservoir valve block are typically not associated with front or rear individual wheel lag. Usually you will get a suspension fault soon after starting the vehicle, while it's trying to fill the reservoir and/or the springs. These valve blocks can become clogged with desiccant material from the compressor, obstructing the passages. It's important to rule out the compressor as the cause because the compressor is much more likely to fail in these vehicles than the valve block. If the problem is with your compressor, you may see the code C1820, pressure increases too slowly when filling reservoir. This video will walk through the steps to remove the reservoir valve block. As usual, parts and tools will be listed in the description. So let's get started. First, if you have Rhino ramps, I would highly recommend backing the car up onto the Rhino ramps to give you a little more working room. As usual, the next step will be to disconnect the battery, and this will de-energize all of the valve blocks, forcing them into their resting state of being closed. This will prevent the front and rear springs from decompressing. The reservoir valve block is located within the acoustic box of the compressor. What you'll need to do is remove 3 10mm bolts from the bottom half of the housing, using a 10mm socket or a wrench. Once these are removed, undo the plastic snaps holding the cover in place and remove it. Just work your way from one end to the other end. Now you can visualize the valve block. What needs to be removed is the electrical connector and 4 voss connectors. However, you will first need to depressurize the system. As mentioned, when de-energized, the front, rear, and reservoir valve block solenoids are all in their closed position, so you shouldn't expect the springs to collapse. However, the reservoir will likely still be full and the lines will have a small amount of pressurized air in them. Because of this, turn the voss connectors a few turns until you hear a hiss, and then wait until the hissing stops, which might take up to 10 minutes. Once the hissing stops, it's safe to disconnect that line. You will also need to disconnect the pressure sensor connector as well as the wire harness. To give yourself more room, you also might want to pull the valve block away from the frame to disconnect it from its rubber pegs. And that's it. You have successfully removed the reservoir valve block. At this stage you can either replace it with a new one or attempt to refurbish it by cleaning the O-rings and solenoid seals. A new valve block will cost about $200 for a genuine part or $50 for an aftermarket part. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for tips, tricks, and repairs for Range Rover Sports and LR3s that can save you thousands of dollars over taking it to the dealer. I post videos about once a week, so stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching and have a good one.